afternoon, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Anniston, and all of Central Alabama. This is the CBS 42 News at Noon.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome to the CBS 42 News at Noon. I'm Jamie Langley. We begin with breaking news this afternoon where two women have been found dead in a house in Moundville. We're told that a suspect is now in custody and police are calling it a domestic case. We have a crew at the scene currently, and we'll have more coming up on the news at 5 and 6, so tune in then. New at noon today, we are learning new information about an officer-involved shooting in Oxford. We now know the suspect's name who was killed yesterday. Chief Bill Partridge says the suspect was 37-year-old Micah Randall Lambert of Knoxville, Tennessee. Lambert was wanted in Tennessee for aggravated assault on police officers. Oxford police say Lambert tried to run over officers before he was shot and killed. Happening today, President Trump is flying to Philadelphia to meet with Republican House and Senate leaders at a three-day retreat. And CBS's Michelle Macaluso has new details this midday.
President Donald Trump boarded Air Force One for the first time as president to address Senate and House Republicans in Philadelphia at their annual retreat. Today, Mr. Trump is expected to order federal agencies to stop the flow of refugees into the United States until stricter screening measures are available. In President Trump's first interview on ABC News, he defended the process known as extreme vetting, his core campaign promise.
The world is a mess. The world is as angry as it gets. Well, you think this is going to cause a little more anger? The world is an angry place.
Early this morning, Mr. Trump called Chelsea Manning an ungrateful traitor for now calling President Obama a weak leader. It was an apparent response to a column published in The Guardian in which the former U.S. military intelligence analyst said Mr. Obama's biggest shortcoming was his tendency to compromise, creating the appearance of weakness. He also lobbed a Twitter attack on Mexico, threatening to cancel his upcoming meeting with Mexico President Enrique Peña Nieto. Mr. Trump tweeted, "The U.S. has a $60 billion trade deficit with Mexico. It has been a one-sided deal from the beginning of NAFTA with massive numbers of jobs and companies lost. If Mexico is unwilling to pay for the badly needed wall, then it would be better to cancel the upcoming meeting."
México no pagará ningún muro.
Late last night, Mexican President Peña Nieto repeated the country's stance that it will not pay for the wall. Michelle Macaluso for CBS News, the White House.
Well, we've just learned that Mexico's president has informed the White House that he has canceled a trip to Washington, D.C. to meet with President Trump. And stay with CBS 42 for more on this developing story. New at noon, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio says that his city will fight President Trump's executive order on so-called sanctuary cities. De Blasio's comments come after Trump signed an order on Wednesday, and that order could block federal funding going to cities that limit cooperation with federal immigration enforcement actions. De Blasio is among several high-profile mayors protesting the move, calling it a national security.
We believe the executive order is vague and in some ways contradictory. By the way, it's quite clear the Supreme Court under Justice Roberts in 2012 came in with a decision that said it is inappropriate for the federal government to attempt to take funding broad brush away from a state or city because of broad policy matters.
Well, de Blasio said the NYPD has spent decades building relationships with immigrant communities, and if undocumented people fear deportation, they will not come forward to report suspected criminal activity. Happening today, the Birmingham Board of Education is set to hold a special called board meeting, and members are expected to approve a resolution to ratify the board's recent vote on 2 charter school applications. On Tuesday night, the board denied 2 charter schools, and they say they did not meet all the requirements set out by the district's charter school request for proposal. Well, the meeting is expected to begin at 5 o'clock this evening. Also happening today, the Alabama Advisory Council on Gaming will hold a public hearing, and this is your chance to learn more about the current status on the state's gambling laws. Well, the hearing will be held in room 200 at the Alabama State House in Montgomery. It begins in just a few minutes, starting at 1 o'clock, and we'll have a crew at that meeting. We'll bring you more tonight on the news at 5 and 6, so you can stay tuned then. Happening in less than 2 hours, Talladega College is set to hold a news conference about their band's trip to Washington, D.C. for President Trump's inauguration. The college's band was the only group to represent the state of Alabama in the inaugural parade, and the students' president, Dr. Billy Hawkins, and several members will update the public on the overall feel of the students and their visit to the White House. The news conference begins at 2 o'clock. New at noon, Alabama's Corrections Commissioner is speaking about growing problems in Alabama's prisons. Jeff Dunn tells lawmakers the risk in Alabama's crowding prisons is growing each day. And Dunn addressed the Legislative Judiciary Committees yesterday as Governor Bentley tries to build support for a new prison construction bond issue. Developing right now, firefighters are working to figure out what caused an early morning house fire in Inslee. We brought you this as breaking news this morning, you may remember. Well, this was the scene around 3:30 on Court R. And new at noon, we are now hearing from a neighbor who is concerned about the high number of house fires in that area.
I mean, it's scary because, I have children, so, it can be, like, we stay next door to an abandoned house, and somebody can easily set that house on fire, and then our apartment can catch on fire, so, it's scary.
Well, we are working to get more information from investigators. As soon as we do learn more, we'll update you on air and online. New at noon, President Trump declares a federal disaster in Georgia after severe storms and tornadoes killed 15 people. A statement from the White House says the declaration means federal aid available to help with recovery efforts, and at least 21 tornadoes were confirmed by the National Weather Service to have touched down in Georgia. And as Mississippi recovers from deadly and destructive tornadoes, one item is giving people a little hope. Staffers at William Carey University say they spotted an open Bible on the pulpit of the campus church. It was open to Psalm 46 with this verse: "God is our refuge and our strength, a very present help in times of trouble." And most of the university's buildings were destroyed in that tornado. Storm Track meteorologist Ashley Gann joins us now for our first check on our Thursday afternoon forecast. And Ashley, cooler weather moving in, and what about rain? Are we going to see any of that anytime soon?
Yeah, no signs of wet weather, plenty of sunshine, Jamie, so that's great news there. Temperatures are getting cooler, just like you mentioned. Here's a beautiful picture of Birmingham, a live look at the skies over the Magic City. Temperatures right now sitting at 50 degrees. Winds out of the west, though, at around 12 miles an hour. It's a breezy day across the state, and temperatures hard-pressed to climb into the 50s in some locales right now. 46 in Coleman, same with Double Springs, 48 in Hamilton with 49 in Jasper. Low to mid-50s in East Alabama. I expect for us to see those temperatures trending only just slightly warmer in the next couple of hours, but we just have this reinforcing shot of northwest wind and cooler air from the west, so we're not going to see those temperatures climb all that much. You'll notice 53 at 2 p.m., 54 by 3 o'clock, and then we'll quickly slip back into the 40s by 6 o'clock this evening. Notice ample sunshine and a clear sky tonight, but tonight temperatures are going to turn awfully chilly, back in the low 30s. The question is, will it feel this way as we head into the weekend? More on that in minutes in your Storm Track 7-day forecast. Jamie?
Thank you, Ashley. New at noon, the Birmingham Police Department is teaming up with an online marketplace site to help keep you safe the next time you buy things from the internet. They're partnering with OfferUp, which has a program to help police provide safe spaces for people in the community to meet up and buy things from online. Well, the two safe spaces are at police headquarters on 1st Avenue North and at the West Precinct in Inslee. The sites will have these signs, and there are cameras patrolling that area. Happening today, fast food workers across the country plan to protest President Trump's pick for labor secretary. Nominee Andy Puzner is preparing for his Senate confirmation hearing next week. And before that happens, the Fight for 15 groups will hold rallies in several cities. They're the group fighting for minimum wage to be raised to $15 per hour. Well, demonstrators here in Birmingham will hold their protest in Woodlawn this afternoon. Still ahead, downtown is seeing a boom in building, but some are a little concerned. Coming up next, why new apartments could keep some away from downtown. And Uber is getting more expensive for some travelers. We'll explain for which group straight ahead.
You're watching the CBS 42 News at Noon.
Welcome back. Right now, there's a building boom in downtown Birmingham, and many apartments are opening up. But there are concerns that high rent could be keeping some people away. The majority of these new apartments are luxury units, which come with a luxury price tag. And some rents cost you around $1,500 a month for a one-bedroom and upwards of $2,000 a month for a two-bedroom. But the new units haven't created more competition and lower prices. The average rent's actually gone up by more than 14% in 1 year.
The average rent, when things average out, because of the influx of new units, and we've seen a lot of growth, means that you have a lot of new products, so a lot of higher prices on that end of the new product. But the good news is that there's still a balance in the market for people that need to find housing at all ranges.
Well, some say the price is worth the convenience of having everything in one place, but others say they simply cannot afford to live in the heart of the Magic City. And speaking of high costs, Uber has surpassed Starbucks as the most common expense among business travelers. Well, this is according to a new study from software provider Certify. They analyzed 40 million expenses from 1 million business travelers, and Uber accounted for 6% of all business travel transactions in 2016. And the largest amount of money for travelers is still spent on airfare and then hotels. Well, one kid in Wisconsin is getting creative when it comes to shoveling the snow. Take a look at this. Ahead, his invention is getting lots of attention online.
And we are looking at a cooler day. Right now, temperatures are in the low 50s. By 3 o'clock this afternoon, mid 50s. Can you believe it'll be 20 degrees cooler today than it was this time yesterday? Get ready. That cool air is sticking around for your weekend. Your Storm Track 7-day forecast up ahead.
You're watching the CBS 42 News at Noon.
Welcome back. One Wisconsin teenager is a big hit on the internet, all thanks to his creation that he says makes shoveling a whole lot more fun. This is the hover plow. And Tanner Scherer came up with the idea. He uses his hoverboard to take snow shoveling to the next level.
It was waterproof, so I could bring it outside. But if it's like an inch or two of really light snow, that's the time it works the best.
Pretty smart kid there. Everyone is talking about his mad skills, but they also want to know about the fire hazard because of the hoverboard, but we're told it's not allowed inside the house. Again, pretty smart kid there.
Yeah, trying to make doing chores fun, so adding the hoverboard into shoveling off the snow. I think that kid's intuitive, and I'm sure the parents are really happy about it too.
Absolutely. We've got some weather to talk about. Sunshine, right?
Yeah, plenty of it. Blue skies here. This is a live look from our Storm Track Tower Cam in Birmingham. Temperature sitting at 50 degrees, but that wind out of the west at about 12 miles per hour will just make it feel cool at times, not only in the sunshine, but especially in the shaded areas. 53 in Anniston, 51 in Tuscaloosa. That northwest wind at about 10 miles per hour. We did have some rain last night. That's exited stage right. Now we're looking at some clouds. Those are pushing off to the south. Otherwise, the sky is opening up. Beautiful day unfolding. Ridge of high pressure is ruling our weather. High means sinking air, and that means clear sky. As I tell kids when I do school visits, if you see an H on the map, that means happy weather, and that's exactly what we're going to see over the next several days. But we're going to have a reinforced shot of that cooler air because we're riding the east side of that ridge that's influencing that northwesterly wind. That's just grabbing that dry, cool air from the midsection of the nation. 51 in Hamilton, 52 in Jasper, and those temperatures have actually bumped up now. Everywhere seeing above 50, so we are out of the 40s. 51 in Gadsden, 54 in Talladega at this time, with 55 down in Rockford. So as we roll through the afternoon, we're looking at those temperatures slipping back into the 40s by 6 p.m. And then I expect for us to see a chill in the air overnight tonight. By 10 o'clock, we'll already begin to see those tastes of 30s, 37 in Coleman and Jasper at 10 o'clock tonight. And then as the clock rolls on into early tomorrow morning, we're falling back into the 30s. Some places could even see temperatures settle out right around the freezing mark. Notice by 4 o'clock tomorrow, hard pressed for most locations to climb out of the upper 40s. I think a few spots hit that 50-degree mark, especially down towards Utah and Greensboro, but places like Coleman, Aniana, Gadsden, you may be hard pressed to climb out of the 40s for your Friday. That clear sky continues on through the weekend, but so do the cold mornings. It's going to be clear at night. That allows for any heat from the day to quickly escape into space, and that's when we have maximum cooling. So 30s Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Okay, I'm sounding like a broken record here, right? We're looking at those temperatures at or below freezing really through the start of the weekend, but more seasonable highs in the low to mid 50s, and we'll continue to see this trend all the way through the middle of next week, and you'll also see the trend of sunshine. And that's a look at your Storm Track 7-day forecast. Jamie?
All right, Ashley, thank you. Fans around the world, remember the life of iconic TV actress Mary Tyler Moore. After the break, hear the latest celebrities to tweet after her death and the special CBS that's airing tonight. You don't want to miss that. You're watching the CBS 42 News at noon as we take a look at that gorgeous sunshine Ashley was talking about. Here's a look at Highway 280. We'll be right back.
You're watching the CBS 42 News at Noon.
Well, welcome back. Fans around the world are remembering the life and legacy of iconic television actress Mary Tyler Moore. They're now paying tribute to her, and celebrities are responding to her death. In Minneapolis, home to the Mary Tyler Moore sitcom, fans paid tribute to the star they say entertained and inspired them.
The notion of sort of a single professional woman making her way in the world is a pretty great thing to remember.
The kind of woman Moore portrayed on the Dick Van Dyke Show in the early 60s, chipping away at the stereotype of the traditional stay-at-home mom.
Who can turn the world on with her smile.
And in the 70s, when played a journalist living on her own.
Originally, they wanted to have me divorced from somebody. And CBS said, no, you can't do that. They'll think she's divorced from Dick Van Dyke.
After the news of her death yesterday, celebrities responded on Twitter. Dick Van Dyke wrote, "There are no words. She was the best. We always said that we changed each other's lives for the better." Others remembered Moore as a role model for women. Oprah tweeted a picture of the two together and wrote in part, "Even now, looking at this picture, I want to cry. We'll love her forever." Chairman and CEO Leslie Moonves says that Mary Tyler Moore was, quote, "a once-in-a-generation talent." And tonight, CBS News will air a new one-hour special honoring the life and legacy of Moore. It'll air right here on CBS 42. It starts at 8 o'clock. Your time right now is 12:24, and stay with us. The News at Noon is right back after the break, including a look at your 7-day forecast. Thank you. I'm trying to get my IFB working here. Well, thank you for that. Well, I don't feel it, but thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Hey, Mark, do you go on your lunch break right
Well,
after this? Let me ask you for a quick favor.
well, I appreciate y'all.
You're watching the CBS 42 News at Noon.
Well, it's going to be a cool afternoon. Temperatures remaining in the 50s, but plenty of sunshine out there. And cold tonight. Get ready to dust that coat off, Jamie. It's going to be 30. We're going to pull out the UGG boots tomorrow morning. So I have a feeling that we will have fuzzy feet when we come into work in the morning.
That sounds nice.
Yeah,
Right about
doesn't
now.
it?
I'm already gearing up for it. I'm ready.
Blankets, the electric blanket tonight. I'm ready. I don't mind the cold as long as I'm warm.
Exactly, and cozy and cuddly.
Yeah,
You gotta
exactly.
have all that going.
Fireplace.
Oh, I'm with you. All
you
right,
go.
we'll take it. Thanks, Ashley. That's all the time we have for now. We'll have more on that breaking news from the top of the show coming up from Melville at 5. So check it out then. Also go to our website, WIT.com. Have a great day.